The new PS5 DualSense controller has shown itself to be a great leap forward in the industry of controllers. However, in designing this new controller, there was bound to be some problems, and I believe I've come across one now. So what's going on, you guys? My name is Zeppelin and welcome back to the channel. Now, this video is not going to be super long. This is not an in-detail review of the controller. This is simply a problem that I have found with the controller upon using it over the last month or so that has slowly been getting worse, and I'm sure will be getting worse. Now, I'm not sure if this is a problem many people are having. I haven't actually done much research into this, but I've seen this be a problem with multiple different brands of Pro controllers over the years, and I'm curious to see if this is a problem that many people are having. And if it's a problem that you are having, make sure to let me know in the comments below, as I want to see if this is a common thing with the controller or if I've just gotten unlucky. So before we get straight into the problem, I think it's important just to acknowledge how good the controller is apart from this problem, as I'm sure anyone who has used this controller will tell you it is phenomenal in comparison to any controller that has ever come beforehand. The haptic feedback has completely revolutionized how immersion works in terms of the feel of the controller. The way the triggers work is just something that is really cool for people who want a full immersive experience. Now, personally for me, I turn it off with games like Call of Duty and all, but I completely get the appeal for people who want to use that. The controller also has a more premium feel to it. You don't feel like you're holding just a junk piece of plastic in your hand. You feel like you're holding something that has value. It has weight to it, and the design of it just feels like a more premium controller. However, despite everything I've just said, it does have a problem that seems pretty glaring in my eyes if it's a common problem. So pretty much what happens is that on the left joystick, whenever I push it to the right, its input isn't going all the way to the right, which is very bad for a controller, as this is a problem that where it further degrades over time and will eventually completely impair your movement to a given side within a game. So say for example, if you are playing Call of Duty and you move the joystick trigger to the left, you will move to the left completely fine as normal. Whereas if you push to the right, because the input is having problems, it'll be stop-start, it'll be jittery, it won't work properly, which for anyone who uses a controller for competitive gameplay, you know that that's a severe no-no and instantly means that the controller is not usable. Now for me, I don't actually play too much competitive gameplay anymore, but even still, it's beginning to be a problem where it cannot simply be ignored, and a lot of people are going to be running into this problem as there is currently no PlayStation 5 Pro controller variant. So everyone who is playing on PlayStation or is using a PlayStation controller on PC to play their competitive games such as Call of Duty will be forced to use this controller. And if this controller is having the problems that it appears to be having for me anyway, and if that's happening to more people on a regular, then it's a severe problem that Sony need to address right away. Now, I've just opened this website really quickly to show you the problem that I'm having, and just so you get a proper grasp of what I'm trying to explain here if I haven't explained it properly. So pretty much this is my PlayStation 5 DualSense controller that is wired directly into my PC, and what I have up here is Gamepad Tester, which pretty much reads the input of every single button that is on any gamepad that you plug into it. It is a great application that's on the PC, and I highly recommend for anyone who is having issues with their controller and needs proof in explaining it in any way, whether that be to the company you bought it off when looking for refunds. Gamepad Tester is the perfect way to do so. So pretty much as you'll see on the screen here, most inputs are reading at 0. Things do alter at certain times on their own, but that is just because things are so sensitive on the controller, so that any little micro movements at all will cause certain things to change. But if I'm to tap certain buttons, as you see here, tapping L2 has pressed on B6 and is also pressed on axis 3, so every input is being read here. So now when I come to the joystick, so I'm going to try and keep this in shot for people to see. This here is my right joystick, so to move that, across here, we'll see you're getting on, which axis is it? Axis 2, we're getting 1, and you move it across all the way, it sits solidly at 1. You move it across over here, it's -1 on axis 2. You put it up as -1 on axis 5, back to near 0, and then down all the way, it sits perfectly down at 1. Now, the problem that I'm having is with this, the left joystick, and you'll see what I mean here. So if I'm to put this up, it's sitting at -1 perfectly, that's fine. And then put it down, it's sitting at axis 1, that's perfect. Move it across to the right, or no, my apologies, moving it across to the left, you'll see that it's sitting at a perfect -1, or near enough perfect. As I'm saying, this joystick is beginning to have issues even on the left side now, not just the right. You see it is jittering on axis 0 between -1 and 98. Now that is such a micro change that it's pretty much no problem at all for the player. However, this is where I've encountered the problem where it is turning itself into an issue even in game. So if we're to move this in to the right and push it as hard as we can see it'll sit at 1. However, any lapse in pressure whatsoever, we see that it's jittering. This should be sitting at near enough 100 solidly. However, when pushed at any given point, we see that it doesn't always go to 100. See here, this is pushed all the way using a light amount of pressure, and we are sitting at 80, 85, 90. It isn't sticking solid, and this problem's been getting progressively worse every time I have used the controller. As you see, at one point there it went down to 70. So as you see, we bring it over here, it sits at a solid 98 to 1. We move on the other one, it's sitting at -1s and 1 solidly. But moving this one over here, we're seeing now it's sitting at 79 to 78. So this is a terrible problem for the controller to have, and one that, if it is common, presents a lot of issues for Sony that they're going to need to rectify. So pretty much, guys, that is the end of the video. I just wanted to show this problem and ask if any of you have had a problem similar to this with your new PS5 DualSense controller. If you have, make sure to leave a comment in the comment below, and if you liked the video, make sure to leave a like. It is great at showing support for these type of videos, and I have more pieces of equipment I can do more videos like this on, if that's what you guys want to see. So thank you very much for tuning in, and if you have this problem, I hope you find a way to have it fixed soon, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.